I'm Steve Whitmeyer from James Madison University in Virginia. I first became plugged into EarthScope back when I was doing my postdoc in New Mexico, and EarthScope was kind of getting ramped up. This is back in 2005, 2007. And so at that point, again, I was doing a lot of tectonic compilations of the tectonic development of North America. And of course, EarthScope was sort of this tantalizing concept of we can get a lot more information and more detailed information about the subsurface and the crust. And since then, of course, a lot of that has certainly come to fruition as we move from the west towards the east coast. And the E&O component of it was a way for me to take my natural interest in doing education and outreach and combine it with my tectonic interests and sort of get back into the whole frame of things. For EarthScope, my main focus was on outreach activities, education and outreach activities. And so tried to incorporate, basically spread the word about EarthScope, especially as it came toward the eastern U.S., and then also help with interpretive workshops and that sort of thing. So EarthScope is a pretty significant project, certainly on the continental scale, if not the global scale, and especially as EarthScope, as the transportable array got closer and closer to the East Coast, where the population center is, where the highest concentration of universities is, we thought it was really important to get the word out and get as much of the public involved and at least aware of the EarthScope project as it got into that area. And I kind of viewed that as something that I could provide being on the East Coast and an East Coast institution. Probably the biggest challenge to getting the public interested in the EarthScope project is that it's really focused in a lot of ways on remote sensing information, subsurface information, or the PBO getting the whole geodetic end of things. And the public, although they're more familiar with this stuff than they think they are, they don't realize really what the scope of the project is. And so a lot of it is just educating the public on why we're doing this and why it's important and what we can get out of it. So the interpretive workshops are great because what they do is they connect the scientists and the academics with people that are on the front lines of reaching the public. Most of the interpretive workshops are focused at professionals in, say, park service organizations or more standard outreach to the general public, not necessarily academic organizations. And that's a group that sees and comes in contact with more people than anybody else does. I mean, the number of people going through the state parks and the national parks is incredible. And if we can interest the people that are interfacing, the park service professionals that are interfacing with the public all the time, we reach a huge amount of people, way more than we reach coming through the academic group. And so for me, just hearing their stories and hearing how they go about presenting material gave me a whole new view on how I can better communicate myself to the general public.